Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hope you're having a wonderful. Look at these dogs over here. It's just like, what are you doing, Daddy? Uh, I hope everyone's having a good New Year. Been for the most part just hanging out, working on a little bit, studying a little bit on side projects. But cool announcement. The podcast is coming back starting tomorrow. I was thinking about doing a video, but I thought I'd just do a live stream, make my life a little easier. Honestly, live stream is going to be big in 2021. I've been enjoying them, although I have some videos made, so don't think that ain't happening. I actually already have one done that's coming out sometime this week. So, yeah, so Self-Taught or Not podcast, Eric and I, selftaughtornot.com. I'm sure there's a link in the description if I know myself well enough. It's back, so I'm pretty excited about that. We're doing instead of doing 24 episodes and taking a long break, we're doing 12 episodes. It's going to take a shorter break, so you'll have a new episode every Monday, launching for you guys to listen to, check out, and all that goodness. Where Eric and I go and share our thoughts about the industry. Honestly, I love doing the podcast. It's a passion project of mine at this point. So I'm excited that it's going out. We already have about half the episodes done, which brings up a good opportunity for anybody who's interested in sharing their thoughts about what episodes you'd be interested in hearing. So we still have some to record, and you're welcome to, in the chat, throw out some ideas as well as comment on the video when this is out after the fact. I know a lot of you guys watch the live streams after the fact. Can't always make it, but we're dropping some knowledge every time we're here. How do I get stand up straight like that? The trickster. Aren't you working? This is some good old chlorinated, for those of you who are wondering, how do you get it like like that? This is some good old hot tub chlorination. Chlorination, is that a word? We're gonna say it's a word. Getting it. Something about marriage. Oh, come on, man. One, Louis MD3, you just dated yourself. Because Something About Mary came out, God, when, like 1995? 1998. I was close. That was a funny movie back in the day. The trickster probably doesn't know anything about that before her time. Them youngins, they don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited about the podcast. You'll see them up on my channel. We have them auto uploaded to the YouTube channel, but it is on Spotify. It is on all the sort of normal podcast plays, wherever you see podcasts. iHeartRadio. That's the one I hear all the time. Yeah, good stuff. But still looking for some, if you guys have some stuff that you want to talk about or want us to talk about. How about bringing Brad on? So I've talked with Brad in the past. Brad likes doing his own thing, man. And I respect that. So Brad knows he has an open invite to the channel, the podcast, whatever. But I don't want to press the issue by any means. I'd love to talk to Brad. I like Brad. I think Brad's done a ton for the dev community, and there's few people I'd like more to be able to share some knowledge on him. I think he needs to do more opinion videos personally, because I think he has a lot of, I know he's a very big tutorial guy, but I feel like he has a lot of on his own channel, right? Obviously not just podcast. I think he has a lot of knowledge that he could share, that I could learn from, you could learn from, so. But Brad's going to open invite to my heart and my mind. All right. So he knows. But I respect the, you know, he's a ride or die solo type of guy. I was a little surprised he opened up his channel, right? Because that's kind of like collabing, not really. There's a whole, reason for that and whatnot. But yeah, I know. Go harass him. No, don't do that. Maybe I'll swoop him up for Amazon. I'll be like, Brad just wants to switch it up. But yeah, man, why don't you just come be a tech lead at our company for a year or two? I don't think you'd ever do that. Hey, see how hyped they are about the podcast? Aren't you, baby girl? Oh, you big fan. You big fan. The biggest fan. The biggest fan. Okay, puppies. Ow. Ooh, oof, oof, oof. Hello. You know, I should reach out. I should reach out to Quincy. Quincy would probably hop on. He hopped on the YouTube channel in the past, and we need to do more interviews. Well, hello, Teju Ayman. So, he's done a lot since I talked to him last. Not like talked to him, but last time I interviewed him on the channel. So it'd be good. And the podcast is kind of like as far as topics, you could do Fang versus non-Fang. It's hard to do that topic quite yet, Brock. Like I would one, because it's been like 3 weeks. Like that's the major thing. Like give me like 6 months to a year, and maybe I'll have some things to talk about. Like I'm sure I could talk about things now, but it'd just be an uneducated video. It'd just be clickbait. It'd be no better than me doing it before I got hired. Like, what am I going to talk to you about? My onboarding. Also, I don't want to be one of those guys that milks that. Like, I don't want to turn into a tech lead. So I'll be honest with you. I like to have some integrity, please. Throw a little shade at tech lead there, but I mean, I don't think he would say it's untrue. So I mean, he embraces it fully. So like, let's ride or die with it. Where's your cup of coffee? Not today, man. It's a little late in the evening. I did just have my pre-workout and do a little workout, so I have my juice right now. This is the Uber Greens. No association with Uber Eats. The cucumber, celery, grapefruit, green chard, lettuce, paired with some lemon, kale, spinach, parsley, and mint tea. How you doing, Spencer? Oh, the puppies. See how he's looking intently at it? I give him the bottles to chew on after. Once I'm done with it, he loves them. It's not empty yet, buddy. Chill not much. I have a React Native interview on Monday. I don't know React Native. Better watch a crash course, dog. Good luck. Or at least brush up on JavaScript. If you're lucky, they'll be more interested in testing on that. So, and what you want now? What are you doing here, man? If you got interviewed tomorrow? How did you figure out what to put on your video descriptions or wall text there? It's very thought. I just looked at other people's stuff and said, what does it want to share? Pretty much every video. I want to share affiliate links. I want to share my courses. That's it. Honestly, I probably should update it. Dude, I swear my one eye is getting darker, or this one's getting lighter. I'm guessing this one's getting darker. I've been noticing it more and more this last year. It's sometimes the lighting, but it's definitely not always the lighting. They have like laser eye surgery to even the colors out and stuff like that, but I don't care that bad. I definitely don't care enough. I'd rather get my eyes lasered to even the color out than I would ever put a contacts in again. Your eyes are like that for 5 years. It's probably just, it's been like, it just feels like, I feel like it's more noticeable in the last while. Have I sold all my Bitcoin? Nah. So the problem with selling any of my stocks and assets is I don't have anything to put them in. I don't want to hold cash. So at some point in time, if I ever have enough to pay my house out, I'll cash out and I'll just take my gains. That'll probably be what I do. My dog's not checking me out. He wants the bottle, dog. You'll see. I'll give it to him and he'll run off with it. Venmo me $2 if I wrestle my dogs right now. How about I mod you? The trickster, you've officially been modded. You have the power. You're on the inside now. Next time you enter, you'll have your mod icon to let everyone know your authority. Use it wisely. I mean, you saw what I could do with $1. Watch out what I can do with the 2. Yeah, Bitcoin's been crazy, right? Like, I think it's at like 33, but peaked at 35. I'll take mod 2 if you're handing out like candy. Like candy, not yet, Shane. The trickster has a very particular set of skills. It's the modding. So one that involves apparently multitasking and not working. You'll get it eventually, Shane. Don't worry, man. You still think the paint, dude? You want to know what's great? I was talking about this to my buddy Kevin, who owns like a restaurant and some other stuff, and so basically, Royal Portraits. If you go and try and find royalportraits.com, they're back ordered so much that they took their site down. That's how much they got back ordered. So my buddy Kevin is opening up a nightclub, a piano bar that's just open, and a restaurant that just opened. So he's like, yeah, I got to make my face now. I was like, dude, you know what you need to do? You know, get one of those, get yourself a royal portrait and put it up in all 3 locations. And that way, when you walk in, people already know who you are. Post on my last name some ideas for videos, like in the comments. I'll definitely take a look. But when I went to go send them the link, they have a back soon, new collections coming soon. They're selling so many that they can't even take any more orders. But your boy's ahead of the curve. So no, different Kevin. Okay, I'll take a look, Nazareth. Haven't coded throughout Christmas and New Year. It's likely I forgot everything. It's kind of interesting how like at some point you just do so many hours that you can kind of just take off time and come back to it. But early on, like you're like shooting yourself in the head if you take off a couple days. You'll ramp back up though, Paul. Don't sweat it. Mike of Angular shotgun. I love Angular. I think opinionated frameworks are the way to go, but that's just me. Did I find it hard to land an interview without a CS degree? I mean, it's always going to be hard. CS degree, no CS degree. Whether I found it hard or not, I just didn't really think about it. It was just part of it. So, I mean, it's like wasting your time thinking about it being hard or not doesn't matter. Life is hard, right? Like it's not impossible. How can someone without a CS degree buff their resume? Projects, certificates, volunteer work, that type of stuff. I mean, that's what I did. I had multiple projects. I had my YouTube channel. I volunteered. JS framework I'd recommend for a beginner. React, Vue, Angular, in that order. No, Angular doesn't take long to set up. It's just you use the CLI. Like anything else. Hey, baby boy. So happy. Well, hello, Milan. Are we gonna see any videos of any coding coming out soon? Yeah, I think I was gonna do an ES 2020 video. So there's probably some Angular tutorials, building stuff. So any plans for collabs in the future? No, actually I was gonna make a video saying I'm open to collabs and hoping people reach out to me. I'll be doing a conference with knack.io. It's not really a collab. I guess BenQ, if you count that, since they sent me some stuff. I asked Dev Mountain to send me some merch, so look them out. I'll do a little shout out to them. These aren't really collabs. I recorded part of an Angular tutorial go on Brad's channel. I need to finish that up. So more about the difference between React, Vue, and Angular. They're all the same thing. They just, I mean, Angular is more opinionated. Some of my videos with Quincy and Matt for Engineer Truth are fun. Yeah, I could get Matt on the channel, but Matt's kind of, I mean, me and Matt are boys, but he's also kind of divisive. So, especially as somebody who works in corporate America, it's a little hard to have your buddy on who doesn't believe in corporate America. What do you think of the current job market? I mean, I think development's been expanding in the current job market. So, I mean, it all comes down to your skill level, where you live. You know, I got my biggest career bump in this job market, so I might be an outlier in that aspect. Views on Salesforce development? I mean, I wouldn't do it. That's too specific for me. Dude, look at this wallet. Have I shown you guys this wallet? Watcha. Pretty cool, right? It looks like you're carrying a hard drive around. I was looking for a new wallet for the longest time. I settled on this one. It comes with like a little money clip that can go around it. It's just like a piece of fabric that looks like a feature on Batman's utility belt. Batman's utility belt. Come on, man. Baby boy. What's my job title nowadays? It's front-end engineer. He's gonna go run off with it. He waited. He got his toy. It's not that Salesforce devs don't get paid or not in demand. I just would hesitate to pigeonhole myself into something. That's all. Best backend frameworks for devs, probably Node and Express. Ooh. So my mom's upset with my brother and I because we didn't send her a Christmas gift. In fairness, my mind's been kind of crazy the last couple months. But she told me her concerns. I used the word complain, and my brother thought it was disrespectful. So she told me her concerns, and now I have to make sure that I plan birthdays and Christmas ahead of time. She's upset. What's up, Matt? Should have just said it's coming in the middle of slow. Yeah. I don't want to really talk too much about what technologies I'm working in, Spencer. Sorry, man. It's like that. It's not like that. It's Dylan was busy and overwhelmed and starting a new job, quitting another one. I blame the trickster also for taking up some of my time. And my mental energy. You know, the trickster taking my mental energy. So, it's my first day as a middle level dev tomorrow after being junior for a year. I'm so nervous. Any advice? Just keep doing what you're doing and keep progressing. Learn clean code. Learn testing inside and out. Should I quit my job and get a new one? What made you switch? I mean, why are you looking to quit your job? Maybe you should, but why would you suggest that? What's wrong with your current job? What isn't it giving you that you need? Why did I switch? I've always wanted to work at a tech company, and as far as the salary went, it was a significant increase. And it was just the right thing. I loved the people I interviewed with. It was an opportunity for me to grow and progress my career in all aspects. That's why I switched. Next project is auto sending and gift program. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to write my own reminder program. It'd be pretty simple. Who were some of your inspirations during your coding journey? Quincy was. I really always liked Quincy's energy and what he was trying to do. Then there's a couple negative role models. The guy who told me that didn't know pizza delivery driver could do software tutorials. One of you commenters who told me that just that self-taught engineer isn't really an engineer. He said something along the lines of, even a trash guy can call him a sanitation engineer. Call himself a sanitation engineer if he wanted to. What's his argument now? There's a couple like that where it was like, okay. Okay. What now, man? I don't know. I don't know. I worked at PwC, one of the best organizations in the world, highly rated in top 30 best companies by Forbes and LinkedIn. Now I work at Amazon, second largest organization, one of the sort of big 4 tech companies. But I'm not a software engineer. Okay. You got me. Or how about the guy that just thinks I'm perpetuating things? I did 2 jobs last year. Might have another one in a month, from DevOps to data scientist, and might change again to DevOps for 5x salary. Sounds like a good. If you can 5x your salary, you can any extra salary. Sounds like a good idea. Do you have his name? No, their names aren't important. I remember of who I don't want to be like, so I know who I am going to be like. How do you deal with the negativity sometimes? It brings me down, affects me, starts questioning yourself sometimes, and takes a while to realize the people are wrong. You gotta just be on a crusade, man. Someone used this word last live stream, and you just have to understand, by any means necessary, you don't have time to deal with negativity. The greatest thing that you can do is be successful. You got an ex-girlfriend that dumped you? Go find yourself a lovely woman in your life. You got a ex-boss that treated you like garbage? Go get yourself a new job. You have someone who said you couldn't do it? No. They couldn't do it. I can do it. So, go and do it. Don't think about it. Who cares what they say? And most of the time, the people who are going to dumpster on you, some of them are going to be super close to you. Some aren't. But the truth of the matter is, as you get older, it's okay to eliminate the negativity from your life. There's nothing wrong with that. I encourage it. If someone's not supporting you, then cut them out. Family, friend, foe, cut them out. Doesn't mean they can't come back in once they start acting right. But you don't have time for that. If you're truly grinding, if you're working a full-time job and you're doing school outside of it, and you're, doing projects on top of that, or whatever it is, whatever your crusade is, you ain't got time to worry about the naysayers. Yeah. So, yeah, man, when I was learning code, I stopped hanging out with all the guys who weren't learning to code or weren't trying to progress their lives. And it's not to say that, like, hey, any judgments. They just were different stages of their life. Some people get their lives together at 18. Some people get it together at 20, 21, 25, 30, 40. Some people never get it together. I probably didn't really get my life together until I was 25, mentality-wise. I got my first dev job at 28. But it's probably around 25 where I was like, yo, I'm a loser. that was like I feel like a loser. How can I not be a loser? That's just how I felt. And I was like, I don't want to be a loser at 30. That's what I felt like. So you know, I started figuring out how not to do it. It took me a couple of years, but a little progress here, a little progress there. Yeah, but all right, Spencer, what I'm telling you is you're not there to prove them wrong. Your success is all the proof that you need. Do not even consider them. Haters are going to hate. That's what they do. People get jealous who don't want to put the time, effort, and energy in. Your success isn't going to happen. Dude, I love this foot thing. One thing that's going to make you successful is just moving forward. Do you think software engineering should be thought of as a way of life? I think if you're a good software engineer, it automatically happens. It makes dating kind of strange at times because as an engineer, your innate job is to look at edge cases and look at branching. So, like, what do I mean? So, if you go, and I was saying this to somebody I'm seeing. Can I say dating? Someone I'm seeing. We'll see. It's always weird talking about this stuff because, especially when I know she's listening. But anyhow, it's weird dating because your natural instinct as someone who writes code for 80 hours a week is to think you're a problem solver and you're a logic solver. So you look at a scenario and you think of all possible outcomes and how to get to one, how to get to the other. And it makes you sound kind of crazy when you think about it. So, okay, if this works out, this is where that would happen, this is that would happen, this is that would happen. And you just have this natural solution in your head. And it's insanity. But so is it a way of life? I think it's a way of reprogramming. I've talked about reprogramming your brain. I truly think you have to see the world differently to be a great software engineer because you are looking at how to break things down in their tiniest aspects to succeed. And then you're thinking of edge cases. You're thinking of all the possibilities. And I do that in everything I do. Free code camp tutorials, you just kept motivating code. Yeah, man. I went to go look at their Python stuff, but it's all like video based, so I don't think I can do tutorials on it. I spent 3 years in help desk, then I did internship in DevOps, and then I did a job after 2 months from the end of the internship. Good for you, Alex. It's tough being in a relationship. Relationships take work, but they shouldn't be tough. What do I mean by that? I say this to someone who's not in one. I guess single, dying alone, dying with my pups. Please look after my pups. So your relationship is there to enhance your life. If you go and you spend time with somebody in a relationship and you don't feel rejuvenated by the end of it, it's not a good relationship. There's nothing wrong with emotion into a logical world. It doesn't need to be an extreme, but you need to just make sure that you have someone who's working with you. I think one of the things I've learned about dating this year is that there are women who will date you and tolerate you. And then there are women who will support you and want to partner with you. And those are two vastly different things. And men will date people who will date them sometimes and not the good ones that they should date. So you have to really find somebody who will partner with you. Doesn't mean you have to agree on everything, but truly, if you leave, if you're in a relationship where it drains you, then you need to make changes to your relationship. What I know. So where do you start to learning from the bottom? Free Code Camp's a great place. Front end development's a great starting jump point. I asked if DevOps was a good discipline. He said he would change to DevOps. Also, I feel betrayed. One day, man. Probably not. I don't want to work in DevOps. I've thought about it. Got your job as junior front end? Good for you, man. Okay, so man, question. You've been a poor man. Agreed. Majority of my life. How has money changed how you see yourself? It's allowed me to be more generous. How it's changed how I see myself. How I see myself. I mean, I could tell you things that it's changed about my life. I don't know. So, like Dave Ramsey has this saying, I think it's right, where money doesn't change you. All it does is amplify you. So, if you were kind of a shitty person to begin with and you got money, now you just have a more vocal way to be a shitty person. And if you're kind of a good person and you got money, you'll be an even better person. And I think he's right about that. So I don't know that it changes you so much as it just amplifies you in whatever direction you're going. I truly do think that. So like, you know, if you were humble before you had money, you'll be humble after. It's not to say you're not gonna have hiccups and things like that, but like generally speaking, Self-taught or not podcast. Yeah, guys, out again. This is what we're supposed to be talking about. It's out tomorrow. First episode. We're going to talk about how to market yourself so that opportunities come your way. Becoming a therapist. I did a little therapy this year. Nothing wrong with that. I've read a lot of books also to help me with my communication. Actually, one book I want to read is this book about emotional intimacy. But I decided to pick up a programming book, but I'm not really reading it, so I'm not really too interested in it. So I might just jump over to the emotional intimacy book. This one. Got 1 year experience and looking to switch jobs. Where to go from here? Something that is a larger company, pays better, and has more opportunity for you to learn. That's my advice. People said that you can't get a job without a degree. I've done a video on the books I've read, like my top favorite books. It's nice to see where your mojo from. I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions, money or personality. I always try to give you what my thoughts are to the best of my ability. I do think if you're not careful, you'll let money and career success can define too much of who you are. And, you know, in that very aspect, you know, start suffering with narcissism, things like that, which I think we've seen some YouTubers suffer from. It's relatively easy, right? Like, you know, for the most part, who shows up to my YouTube channel, right? People who like me, people think I'm doing great, tell me I'm doing great. And like, I think I am, but like now imagine that on a much larger scale, but you're kind of a dick. so you're kind of a dick. and people are still telling you you're great. So you're just going out and crushing it. And I don't think I'm a dick, but I'm just saying it's a dangerous route. Does one create a module for every route in Angular, or is there a better practice way of thinking about modules? It depends how you want to do it. I usually do it by feature. So that way you lazy load the feature. Now, if certain features have sub features that are quite large, then I'll do it. So, have I seen the new Disney movie Soul? No. I believe I may be watching it down the road, like tomorrow. Actually, I was gonna watch it with the Trickster. So. Hey, sweetheart. You want to get up here? Come on, up. What's the topic for the podcast tomorrow? It's marketing yourself so opportunities come your way. How do you network during the coronavirus? You reach out, look for online opportunities. What is this on your shirt? On your coat. Who's your baby girl? Yo, did you lick your ears all wet? But also, this is just a good example. Come here. This is just a good example of why it's important to always network, because you never know when you're gonna need that. Do you ever worry in days seeing the girl just Google your name and see how much money I make as a software engineer video and think, ooh, money? No. That video's outdated also. So that video isn't enough money to attract women. I don't think most women are gonna be like, ooh, money for $100,000 or whatever it was. But no, I don't. I trust me, I think it's relatively easy to see those people. So do I think Connor's going to KO Dustin early again? Yes, I do. I do. I think by round 2, it's done. Early round 2. I wouldn't be surprised round 1, but I think he's going to pick him apart in round 1 and then round 2 finish him. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't know, man. So like, if you guys are truly worried about dating and like being financially well off in dating, this is what I would tell you: is make sure you just find someone that has their own goals and ambitions. And that could, by the way, be to be a single mother and stay-at-home mom. It doesn't mean that like they have to have career goals and ambitions. That could be one of them. But the reason is like, it's pretty apparent when you find somebody if they're just looking to be taken care of. And it's not attractive either, at least not to me. Also, don't go and flaunt with nice cars and shit like that. Like my car right now is like, it's a nice car. 2015, has 30,000 miles on it. I paid at the time, it's a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. I paid $14,500 for it, something like that. Being a mom isn't a full-time job. The parental duties are supposed to be shared. No one's saying it's not shared. My point is that if that is their goal, it can be a full-time goal. But like, are they motivated? Are they passionate? Or are they just looking for someone to leech off? And do you put yourself out there like that? You know? I want to get a Tesla. I don't care if I look rich. I want to get a Tesla too, to be honest. I don't know that I suffer from carpal tunnel, but right here and here, I've had issues in the past, which is similar to carpal tunnel, right? Where you're. So what have I done? Diet and exercise. That's the only thing that's helped. I got X-rayed, couldn't find anything issues. Got MRI, some inflammation, but couldn't find any issues. What they think is right here specifically, there's a little hook bone, and because it's a little tender here. It's much better since I've been dieting and exercising and lost some weight. But there's a little hook bone here that sometimes gets detached. Is what I was explained to me by the hand doctor. And it's common with people who type a lot. Like, all right, bro, I think we're onto something. But just to the nature of the MRI and the X-rays, it's so small that they can't actually tell if it's detached unless they open my hand up. So I could go and spend, I think with insurance at the time, it was like $2,000 of my cost from the cut my hand open, see if something's the matter. If nothing's the matter, sew it back up, call it a day, and now I have my hand stitched open. Or they could maybe it is detached, but yeah. So I haven't done anything. But it's gotten so much better since diet and exercise. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get a Tesla as my next car. I think so. Or electric car. Actually, what was I looking at the other day that looked dope? The 1,000-mile solar car. What was it called? The Aptera. The Aptera is supposed to launch later this year. It has solar panels on it, can recharge up to 40 miles a day, so you may never have to charge it. It's a 3-wheeled car, goes 0 to 60 in like 4 or 5 seconds. It's ugly as all hell. But I think the 250 model, you can pre-order them now. They're supposed to launch by the end of this year. I'm not pre-ordering it, but I am considering buying one as an electric car. So like, if you reserve it now, if you go to aptera.us, it's the 1,000-mile base model is $45,000. The 600 is $35,000, and the 250 is $26,000. So I'd probably do the 600. All-wheel drives, extra 25. Interior color, maybe I'll do earth tones. Earth tones looks good. Exterior color, black, silver, white. White. Solar power, solar hood, and here rear rat. All right. So we're looking at a smooth like 37.5 for a car. Yeah, no self-driving. Yeah. But I'm about it, man. The idea that I wouldn't have to do it, solar powered car going to and from. This is you definitely got to be married if you're gonna have this. I mean, no one's gonna date you if you're driving around. This thing is ugly. This is not a single man car, but it is a pretty dope idea and concept. And they even have a pet kit. What's the pet kit? But yeah, so that thing looks sick, dude. It does not look sick. I mean, it's cool. I'm gonna buy it, but they literally have said that they designed it to be as efficient as possible, and it's gonna look unique. Unique is the right word. When learning to code, how much time do you put in? About 3 to 4 hours a day on the weekends, and about 8 to 14 on a weekday or weekend rather, and then 3 to 4 for a weekday. In your opinion, is the junior web dev job market flooded? Flooded is a rough word. I think a lot of people. Yeah, your child will look unique. Exactly. He's got a unique look. That baby's a unique looking baby. Yeah. But yeah, the Tesla cars, I heard they're coming out with a new looking model. Once I end up in Seattle, I'll definitely, depending on the commute, probably pick up a Tesla. I want to take this car to about 100K in miles. That's usually when I start getting rid of my cars. About 100,000, put 100,000 on them, call it a day. Yeah. Do I exercise every day? No, about 5 days a week though. Although the holidays kind of threw me off my game a bit, so I'm like down to 2, but I need to ramp back up. And how do you go with pain from sitting so much? I don't. So I might. This desk is an automated standing desk, so I go up and down. But also I take a lot of walks. So, if I remember to wear my watch, I'm usually walking about 20,000 steps a day. Some days 10. What web dev skill can make you stand out from the crowd? Solid principles, testing, and clean code. Yeah. But honestly, for the solar power car, I definitely would consider it once they actually start launching them. I'm not putting my money on a new car that doesn't have any built. Not even for $100 reservation. I'm in no rush. In the moonlight. Am I a programmer? Some would say that. Do I know Real Tough Candy? No, I don't know Real Tough Candy. Not like on a individual. I know she's a coding YouTuber. I'm a fan of Real Tough Candy. Do you find it's then why what? Do you find it hard to treat yourself, spend money on yourself, for example, buying a new office chair? At one time that would have been true. Not so much, but there's not a lot that I want to treat myself with. I save. I was saving about 40% of my income. Now it's closer to 70. And so I can pretty much at this point, excluding major purchases like cars and jet skis and stupid shit like boats, I can pretty much buy whatever I want. But there's not a lot I want. Like today, I spent $350 on some patio furniture. I just got sick of looking for patio furniture, so I ordered some crap on Amazon. That's a purchase that a couple of years ago I would have really slaved over mentally, and now it's it's just it's I earn my money up, use on what I want. I save my money, I invest it, and even now it's just like it's saving and investing for what? To make more money with it, to set myself up for a financial future. But it's not like I have anything. All that money is there is just making sure my future financially is better, in a better position. So it's not like I'm saving it to buy a boat or a nicer car or something like that. I have some crypto, yeah. Back it up, Crazy B. Back it up. But yeah, so it's do I hang out with other programming YouTubers? Eric's a programming YouTuber. We don't really hang out. Can I afford to buy a Rolex watch? I don't know. How much is a Rolex watch? Yeah, I could buy that. Was it a $40,000 one, or how much a Rolex? Would I ever buy it? No. Let's see, what's the most expensive Rolex I have? Let's see. Professional watches, men's watches. I don't know why anyone would actually spend this type of money on a watch, though. Yeah, see, it doesn't even tell you how much these watches cost, because it's like if you're looking to buy a Rolex new, it doesn't matter. I would never. How many years are you gonna work for? I don't know, man. I'll let you know once I have kids and a significant other. Maybe she'll husband me up and I'll be a stay-at-home dad. Watch out. Bitcoin's almost 20. Yeah, it's like $35,000 right now. I definitely recommend reading Clean Code and the Clean Coder at all aspects of your career. Maybe get a boat and go fishing. I don't. No, I'm hoping to pay my house off this year. That's what I'm hoping. That's my big financial goal. If you really want to know what I'm going to spend my money on to treat myself, I'm going to pay my house off. That's what I'm hoping to do. I did the math yesterday, and it looks like I can do it if I'm aggressive and there aren't any major travesties in life and things go as expected. So that's what I want to do. It's maybe not the best financial goal, but it's like a milestone. And if I hold it as a rental property, I'd feel better with it being paid off. So we'll see. But that's what I plan on spending my money on this year. Not a Rolex. Sorry. Or a Tesla. Not quite yet. I told myself once I paid the house off, I'd treat myself to a Tesla. So, but yeah, I did the math. It's definitely accomplishable. So, the only thing that might stop me from paying it off is if there's a housing opportunity, because foreclosures happen, and maybe I'll swoop something up. I'm not saying I hope that happens, but if it does, I might buy an investment property. I don't know. We'll see. I'd rather just have paid off house, to be honest. So, all right, guys, we're going about an hour here. I don't really have anything else to do. Maybe I'll chat for a little bit longer. Let me grab a beer, and I'll chat for another half an hour. I'll be right back. What's the main resources you use now so far into the coding game to help you? I use YouTube. And just building things. Usually I just watch crash courses on things and I dive in and start building stuff. So that's what I do. When you were a poorer man. It's a strange statement. When you were a poorer man, you made videos sharing how to do coding tutorials. Now you make your own coding tutorials and invest into it. So there may be some truth to money amplifying you. There you go. Yeah, man. I don't like this mango wheat blue moon, but I bought this 12 pack assorted, and one's like coffee flavor in there. It's the last two that are in there. Really, I'm just drinking it to get out of my fridge. I feel kind of silly pouring it out. I was hoping someone would take it, but they haven't. Shock Top. I like Shock Top. I'm a fan of Shock Top. Dylan Israel, the VP of engineering. One day. No, the next roll up would be senior front end engineer. That'd be the next at my current org. That's the goal. After that, I think you're a principal engineer, if I remember correctly, which you're kind of getting to like a director level there. It's like the next year is kind of tech lead, then director, then VP, things like that. So one day, do you find a difference on digital versus hard copy books as far as any updates coming out? Honestly, I don't care about that. It's more about how I learn. So I like hard copies. I find them easier to learn with. I thought you were past senior. My last title was senior. This one's not. Depending where you go, you have different job titles. So, that's your organization has different sort of stacks, how they call things. When you work at smaller organizations, you're going to have junior, and you're probably just going to have senior. It's one or the other. When you go and work at a large tech company like a Google, an Amazon, a Facebook, a Microsoft, you're going to have many tiers. So, some places a junior may be called software development 1, a mid SDE 2, senior SDE 3, so on and so forth. So just sort of depends. I like this. This sponsor sent me the dinosaur offline thing. I liked it a lot. Yeah. Yeah, man. Also, by that same virtue, what the expectations are going to be different based on what org you're at. I think it'll be very interesting the first time I'm a tech lead, in the sense of I'm directly impacting other people, because I kind of have had that. I've definitely had that at my last role. As they're bringing on tech lead, and I was transitioning and upskilling and doing all that sort of stuff. And I kind of have it with you guys in a weird way because I'm doing knowledge transferring and I'm doing that. And I do mentoring publicly and I do private mentoring in the courses. And so, in the conference talks, so I kind of do that sort of stuff. But it'll be interesting when it's my full-time job down the road of how I'm, one of the things as sort of a tech lead is, yeah, you're going to code some, but it's more so about how can you have an impact on others. So it feels like there's nothing that you can be taught now since you already know so much, but yeah, you're on a high level, man. Uh, I'm sure it appears that from your perspective, I know all the things. And it's not like the flame my ego. It's just you know, if this was baseball and you're playing t-ball and I'm playing high school, I look like a giant, right? Like, so, but I'm playing high school and I see someone playing pro, and I'm like, senpai, teach me. That's so it's all about perspective, is what I'm trying to say. Trust me, there's plenty to learn. I've been very impressed by the intelligence and the skill of the people I've worked with thus far. And I'm looking forward to sharing my skills as well as adding to them. I have no doubt I will. People with directly might explode from your inspiration. Sure. I put in a lot of hours every day. I don't put in half as many hours as I used to, but I'm also a lot happier. So it's kind of funny. My greatest career growth happened when I wasn't doing anything, and that recharging of the batteries, refocusing, the fixing of what was broken, or at least patching what was broken. That was the thing that allowed me to give me the time to study, the mental energy to interview. So sometimes you need that break to go and do it. Honestly, part of the reason I work, I don't really know what I do quite yet. Like all the time. So I don't have kids. I am dating, but I'm not living with somebody, or we're still still figuring that out, all that sort of stuff. So it's like, how do you figure out what to make? Well, if you're trying to learn a different framework and you've worked in a framework before, just make something that you've made before in a different framework. If you're trying to apply principles, methodologies, refactor something. If you want to build something from scratch, build it from scratch, something new. You ever watched Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, of course, man. Watch all of Dragon Ball. There's a scene where Vegeta talks about how he became a Super Saiyan. In the end, he gets broken, shouts, "I don't care," and then it naturally came to him. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's naturally going to come to you, but at least in my case, man, it's there is a point of trying too hard. Feels like a slow day today. A little bit, man. I'm just chilling, man. I have you watched Devs? I don't know what that is. What is Devs? I'm just hanging out today. The girl I've been dating has been working all weekend, so we haven't really been able to spend a lot of time together. We went and grabbed her breakfast this morning. See her during the weekdays. So I've been sort of keeping myself busy this weekend. But I don't know. I worked on a couple things. I go in the hot tub, exercise a little bit. I've just been sort of recharging the batteries. The driving to Ohio and back, it's probably taken me a week to feel 100%. The 17 hours there, 17 hours back. So, did you finish your break from YouTube? Sort of. I'm doing live streams a lot more. I'll do a couple of videos. I'm sort of figuring out how to make YouTube work for me again. I don't even mean like to get more views, but like one thing I hate doing is creating thumbnails. So I'm paying someone about $5 off of Fiverr to create a thumbnail. As well as coming up with ideas. So I'm trying to figure out how to get more ideas. Before I was trying to do 2 videos a week. Now I'm just gonna, if I see something, I'll make a video about it. So it's just one of those things where figuring out what works for me. Why Canva is free? Because I'm not very good at it, and I'd rather have someone go and generate it. I think if I have better thumbnails, more people will watch. You'll see. Look at so Slomsies. You'll see my next video that'll come out. It won't be for the podcast video, but the video after that, I'll do it on like Wednesday. It will be a one of the thumbnails. It's so much better. It's so much better. Wish I could show you on here. I don't think I can do it with the webcam. Yeah. But yeah, it's some 1.5 times better. So there's things like that. There's things like getting someone to clickbait titles. This one will probably get a lot of views because the subject matter is clickbait. It's the levels.fyi pay 2020 pay. So like what companies pay the best in tech? Like the study, the survey is a straight clickbait survey. It's not clickbait, but it's definitely something people care about, like what companies are paying the best. So they'll probably get some more views than other companies. So, but I saw that when I was looking at something the other day that they released that. I always like studies and surveys and things like that, and stats, because I think it gives us more insight than just gut feeling. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's other things like finding someone to collect, to write emails and things like that. More or less, it's finding what do you call it? Finding ways to utilize my time better by throwing a little bit of money at it for a better return. So, you know, figuring that out basically. I mean, there's certain things that make it harder to do it. Is a portfolio necessary for self-taught dev? Projects are necessary for a self-taught dev. A portfolio, maybe not so much, but you have to have somewhere so people can see your code, see what you do easily and visibly. If they can't, then do you even code, bro? Bro, do you even code? But I think it's necessary for anybody, to be honest with you. People still use Codecademy. I went on their site the other day, and it just is like so spammy to get you signed up for Codecademy Pro. It's obnoxiously spammy. Yeah, but if you're doing fronting, you definitely want to have somewhere where they can see it. I know it is. I'm not saying that's because I did a bunch of tutorials on it and whatnot back in the day, but I haven't had a Codecademy tutorial in a while. But I went on their platform like yesterday, and it's just so spammy. You learned how to push to get with my YouTube video. I'm glad that was helpful, man. Maybe I should do some of these Python projects on. What's that noise? It's probably the music. On Free Code Camp. I've been thinking about doing some of these like Rosetta Code problems, but like they're just another level of annoying. To be honest, like it's almost like the intention is just to be obnoxious with some of these problems and the descriptions. So I'm not a huge fan. The layout's not the greatest. Code Signal, I like their stuff though. I've been maybe I'll do what's their daily challenge today. I did some the other day and I really had fun. Let's see. Is admissible overpayment? After joining Instacart's beta testing, he said strings like 10% higher, 5% lower. No, that's obnoxious. Yeah, No clickbait arena for me. What I should do is finish up the Algo Expert stuff since I paid for the subscription. How's it going with New Roll? Good, man. It's been a little slow because of the holidays and whatnot, but honestly, I'm in no rush. It gives me a lot of time to catch up, and the end of the year, I was looking for a breather anyhow. So like I'm happy, man. Took me a couple days to get my environment set up, but you know, that's the name of the game, baby. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm actually looking at these challenges. They're looking a little fun. So can I have your car? No, I need my car. I'm sorry. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to check out the podcast. You'll see the episode on my channel tomorrow. You can also go to selftaughtornot.com. Episodes dropping every Monday for the next 3 months, baby. Leave some comments in the leave some comments about potential topics. And of course, if you are interested in my courses, there are links in the description below. Bye, guys.